Hello there dear YouTubers, my name is King1993 and today I'm gonna talk about which Grindable, Stigmata set and weapon set are actually based for the character Murata Himeko. Okay, now before starting this video I would like to suggest please like and subscribe to this channel because of the YouTube algorithm. If you guys like, subscribe and click the bell notification icons, then only then this video is gonna be reached by many of the other people who want to know about this type of information. Okay, so anyway, let's get started. As I have said, our today's target will be Murata Himeko. There are 4 types of Murata Himeko: 1 ice type, 2 fire type, 2 physical type and 1 lightning type. But do trust me, many of the people at the end of the gameplay ditch these 2 Murata Himeko because they are physical type, not because they are physical damage dealer, rather because these 2 physical damage dealer Murata Himeko are extremely slow. Okay, their attack is slow, their running speed is slow, so based on that I do not recommend this physical Murata Himeko set to anyone. Rather they can be used as a support. Okay, and in case if you are wondering what about the weapon set, let's go to that and only then you will be know what do I mean by those 2 Himekos can be used as a support. First of all, let's go to the weapon section and select the 5-star category. Now this is the blood dance. This weapon is called blood dance and the benefit of this weapon is it will help players to get 60% of elemental damage at the full max rate, and this 60% elemental damage can last up to 9 seconds. So this is a good quality support weapon. If any of your Murata Himeko you want to use as a support character, then do try to make them use this weapon and they will be able to provide a great amount of support to the main DPS characters. Okay, so this is the blood dance for the Murata Himeko, especially for the physical types because they are extremely slow. And this Ragnir is for the ice Murata Himeko. Again, the problem with this one is not grindable, but this is the best weapon for the ice Murata Himeko. That is the only problem, that this is not the grindable one. Okay, now let's go back and see the 6-star category. In the 6-star category you will see there are 2 fire types and 1 physical type. This one is the Vermilion Knight. This weapon was especially made for the Vermilion Knight. Okay, as you can see here, Vermilion Knight Eclipse, and this weapon is the best weapon for the fire Murata Himeko or Vermilion Knight, that is. So this is the benefit. Another benefit, as you can see here, if the Rose Murata Himeko were to use the ultimate, then normally the Murata Himeko, which is called Blood Rose, loses a lot of HP when Blood Rose uses the ultimate, but this weapon helped the Blood Rose Himeko not lose a single amount of HP. So again, this is one of those things that if you ever try to get this, do get this weapon because this weapon is the best for both the Vermilion Knight and Blood Rose Himeko. Vermilion Knight will get a lot of damage buff, and for Blood Rose ultimate will not cost her HP. But again, this is not grindable. What about this one? This one was a divine weapon. So this divine weapon was a 5-star weapon. Eventually this weapon became a 6-star weapon and it has great attack, and I use this on the Murata Himeko, especially the Vermilion Knight, to get as much as damage as possible. Again, this weapon is not grindable, but this Sleeper Stream is grindable. Okay, and Sleeper Stream is grindable, which is why I sometimes use this even on the Himekos which are not physical damage dealer. And how much good it is? It is extremely good, and in that regards I do recommend that if you ever plan on getting a grindable weapon for the Murata Himeko set, then this is the one. Now let's go to the weapon section, select Forge and then select the weapon categories, then select the two-handed weapon. Now let's start with the basic one. Obviously basic are weaker than spirit, spirit weaker than bounty, and bounty are weaker than pre-arm. So pre-arm should be your final target. So basic weapon, Judgment, Bidon, Dragon Spine, and Dark Xuan Yuan Sword. These are the 5-star weapon at the basic weapon category. Basically speaking, these weapon are the best weapon because in the basic category, that is because these are 5-star weapon, and 5-star weapon in this game is by default the best quality weapon. Now once you have this, you might eventually want to upgrade it, then try to go for this Balmang Spirit, okay? And once you have this Balmang Spirit, it will eventually be converted to Balmang weapon only, okay? And in case if you are wondering, then where is the weapon similar to this? The weapon similar to this is the Sleeper's Dream, okay? Once you have this Balmang weapon can use as a sacrificial weapon for the Sleeper's Dream. How do you know that? Select this plus. Once clicking here, select this plus icon, and here it is, the Balmang Spirit, the Balmang weapon. If you are able to turn this into a 5-star weapon, okay, then what will happen is this weapon will be used as a sacrificial weapon for this Sleeper's Dream. So this is the best weapon category when it comes to the best type of weapon thing. And in case if you ever get any of these, then do give the Murata Himeko this set, then the Murata Himeko will be able to use them. Another problem with this Uriel is you cannot have more than one Uriel because it is a divine weapon and you cannot have more than one divine weapon, okay? Now in case if you are wondering, then what about the Stigmata set? Eventually you will need all 4 type of Stigmata set, right? Trust me, you will do not need all 4 type of Stigmata set for the Murata Himeko character. That is because, as I have said, 2 of the Murata Himeko character at the end of the gameplay is gonna be totally useless because their attack speed and their running speed, or movement speed that is, are extremely slow. So majority of the player do not use them. So in this case, I do suggest that you do not try to get any of the physical character for the Murata Himeko physical set, that is, okay? But what about the others? For the others, I do recommend that you get them. But in case if you do not know how to get any of the Stigmata set, then here it is. If you go to the equipment section, then go to Forge, and then select the Stigmata. Here it is showing all 4 type of Stigmata set. Basic are weaker than G1, G1 are weaker than G2, and G2 is weaker than G3. So your primary target should be G3 Stigmata set. But when it comes to this basic Stigmata set, you can get any of them. The only problem is they are not sacrificial type. Basically, even if you have them, you won't be able to sacrifice them to get a better one. And in case if you want to know that which Stigmata set at the basic Stigmata is the best for each type of Murata Himeko, to filter out that problem, just click here and then click let's say on the Fire Himeko, okay? You want to give a Stigmata set for the Fire Himeko, then select the Fire. Then all the basic Stigmata set which have the fire types is gonna show up, okay? For the fire type basic Stigmata set, I suggest Fuhua Musician set, okay? For the ice type, I recommend Rasputin, and for the lightning type, I suggest this Darwin set, okay? These are the 3 sets which I recommend when it comes to the basic Stigmata set. Now what about the G1, G2 and G3? For the G1, G2 and G3, you must need to follow this sequence, otherwise you will be in huge problem. First of all, let's say your target is Anas Kariak, then you must definitely need to sacrifice Robert Peary, and in order for you to get Robert Peary with half the price, okay, then you must need to sacrifice Nohime. Similarly, if you want to get Ishikawa Goemon, you must need to sacrifice Monet. And in order for you to get Monet, you must need to sacrifice this Nagamitsu set, okay? And again, let's say if you want to go for direct, okay, I'm just giving you an example. This is the example you should also use when it comes to the Honkai Impact 5.0, because in 5.0 a fire type G3 Stigmata set is gonna show up, which will be called Leuven Hook. The Leeuwenhoek set will be the G3 fire Stigmata set. Okay, for the same Stigmata set, fire Stigmata set, you will use the same logic, such as in order to get, let's say, the direct, you must need to sacrifice Michelangelo. In order to get Michelangelo, you must need to sacrifice Ekaterina. So these are the methods which you must use in order to get both the weapon and the Stigmata set. Okay, for the Murata Himeko character. But despite all that, I do recommend that you try to get Surtar for the fire Himeko, and you try to get Blood Dance for any of the Himeko, because any of the Himeko characters will be able to use Blood Dance, and it will make your gameplay a lot better, because the Blood Dance contains 60% elemental damage for 9 seconds. Okay, so anyway, if you like this type of explanation videos, then please do recommend it to other people. And if you do like this, then definitely leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And if you want me to make some other related topics, informational topics, that is about this game, then please let me know in the comments, so that I will do my best to try to research on it as much as possible to give you a correct answer as soon as possible as well. Okay, anyway, thank you.